Hi students, and welcome to week 2 in your online general psychology course. Last week being our first week, thank you so much for taking the time to fill out the information questionnaire and also doing your introduction question where you introduced yourself to the class. That's so helpful for me to know a little bit more about you and how to help you as your professor. So thank you. I really enjoyed learning a little bit more about who each of you are. I hope last week you were also able to get your textbook and your Connect account set up. If you haven't done that, just a quick reminder, go over here to the McGraw-Hill Connect button, and that will prompt you through to get that set up. And that's where you will read your ebook, as well as that needs to be set up because we are diving into some assignments that live out in Connect this week. So go back if you haven't and watch that video, and it'll help you to get that set up. So let's take a look at week 2. So this week, and because this is the flex course, remember we move a little faster. We're covering 2 chapters. Chapter 1, which is what is psychology, and chapter 2 is over the scientific method. So we are setting up our understanding of psychology. So these first couple of chapters are really foundational, learning about the theories, learning about some of the major schools of thought and who some of the founding psychologists are, as well as understanding that psychology is a science, and we use the scientific method to gather our data and our information and how we apply the scientific method to get that information. So that will be your chapter 2. So what I've done here is I've listed chapter 1 assignments, and then we move on to the chapter 2 assignments. So this will kind of give you an overview of what is to come. When it says king, and then you see that chapter right here, those are your PowerPoint slides. So again, there's no assignments connected to anything that doesn't have a date or points underneath it. These would be the actual assignments that you see here, but these are supplemental. These are things that will hopefully help you do well on those assignments, as well as understand the information a little bit better. So I've also done a micro lecture over structuralism and functionalism. From time to time, I'll pick topics that I think have previously been a little bit more muddy for students and do just a quick 15 minutes or less lecture and record that for you guys. So hopefully that will help you on this chapter 1 classification over structuralism and functionalism. So micro lecture in there for you if you want to check that out. We have a writing assignment for chapter 1. It's over the historical influences in early schools of thought. I'm going to come back and talk about that in just a little bit. But I did want to show you, I've already alluded to this assignment here, but I want to show you what you'll get when you have your Connect account set up. So you need to make sure that it is connected first. Then when you click on that assignment from Canvas, you'll get a box here that will prompt you to launch out into Connect. And you'll hit that launch button, and now you're out in Connect, and it will come up looking like this for you guys. And this is only one question. Please note that you need to kind of scroll. Sometimes that looks different depending upon what screen you're on, to make sure that you see the completion of the questions here, okay? And then once you've completed that assignment, make sure you hit the submit button when you're done, and then navigate your way back in to Canvas. So anything that is a Connect assignment, that's how you will access it. But please make sure you land back here in Canvas, because Canvas is going to contain everything you need for the week. Connect, if you stay in Connect, you're going to miss some of the assignments because not everything is out in Connect. So use this Canvas module as your guideline, as your things to do list. We've been having trouble with these green check marks staying. I have a call in with the publisher, seeing if there's anything that they can do to make that work properly for you. It's been a struggle, and I apologize. I wish technology is great when it works, but I'm not really sure what's going on with those check marks at this time. So, but don't worry about it. If they're not checked, I actually don't see your page of your modules. I only, I can see what it looks like in the student view, but I don't see yours individually. So I'm not in any way checking your check marks. What I'm looking at is those assignments that have due dates, that there are, they go into my grading queue, and that's how I see that you've completed them, but I don't see this view. So don't think that I am concerned that you're not clicking on everything or you're missing stuff because you don't have a check mark. But it sure would be nice if they would highlight for you so that you would know what you've done and where you are in the module. So working on that for you, okay? So for chapter 1, you have a Connect assignment, a writing assignment, and your chapter 1 quiz, okay? And I'm going to come back and talk about this at the end here. For chapter 2, you'll see that I do the objectives and the assignments connected with it. You have the PowerPoint. You have a Connect assignment over the scientific method, and then your chapter 2 quiz, and then another writing assignment for chapter 2 that doesn't live in Connect. So those 2 writing assignments, I'll talk more about them here in just a minute, but I want to make sure that you see the full view of what you have due for this week, okay? So some Connect assignments, the quizzes, and then a writing assignment for each of your chapters, chapter 1 and chapter 2. And then in chapter 1, it goes over some of the careers in psychology. It doesn't provide a lot of information. This is your textbook I'm talking about. So I've provided a website if you want to dive a little bit deeper into what careers exist in the field of psychology. So no assignment with that, but hopefully just, supplemental you find interesting and helpful. So let me first talk about this historical and early schools of thought. This is how I am measuring your student learning outcome number 2. So when you see SLO, that stands for student learning outcome. And you can see what that learning outcome is. And then I go over the purpose and the skills that I am aiming to have you gain from completing this assignment. So for this assignment, what you are doing in chapter 1, you're reading about what is psychology and some of the historical psychologists that are attached to those early schools of thought. I've given some of the names here. It may not be an exhaustive list, and there could be somebody mentioned in your chapter that I've not put here, but you just need to choose one historic psychologist from this list, or one that you read about in your reading. That's fine. And then what I want you to do is simply write 3 paragraphs. I'm not looking at a word count. I'm looking at 3 paragraphs. Paragraph 1 will be over this question number 1 here. Paragraph 2 over this question number 2, and then paragraph 3 over this question 3 here. Okay, so you will find with me, I'm much more interested in content and your understanding of information than you meeting a particular word count. Okay, so be thorough, demonstrate your learning about this theorist as you've read more about that theorist that you've chosen, and make sure that you've answered all parts of this question that I have provided for you. Okay, the 3 paragraphs themselves, the formatting doesn't matter to me. You're a college student, so I expect it to be college level work in terms of grammar and punctuation and spelling and all of those types of things, but there's not a particular format. It can simply be 3 paragraphs. However, what I do expect for you to do is reference in APA format what sources you used to write those 3 paragraphs. This would not be common knowledge or layman's information, so it does come from somewhere and it does need to be referenced, and I expect that to be in APA format. But here's the deal. We are learning APA format. I know for some of you, this might be the very first time that you use APA format. I don't expect you to have it perfect at this point. I don't expect you to be an expert in APA format. We are learning. So your best attempt is going to earn points, okay? So I will most likely on this first attempt at APA referencing give you several corrections. That doesn't mean that's going to kill your grade on that part of it. I'm looking for you've tried, okay? I'll make the corrections so you get it better next time. And next time I'll be a little bit more particular about my expectations. But this first time, you're learning. Use your resources. You have them in the modules up above week 1. There's websites that can be helpful to you on APA formatting. Just do your best there, okay? And reach out to me if you have any questions whatsoever. And then you will have the grading rubric down here so you know exactly how I am calculating your grade and where the points come from. Okay? So let me know if you have questions, but that is your historical perspectives, your historical theorist writing assignment for this week. The other writing assignment that you have is this research design assignment here. And as I click on it here, I'm going to briefly talk about it in this video, but I want you to know there is a whole video I've done that is dedicated to explaining this assignment to you. Okay, so check out that video. But basically, the points that I want to make here is I am looking for you to start thinking like a psychologist, like a researcher. So you are going to hypothetically, that means you're not really going to do this research. We don't have the approval. We've not gone through the IRB for you to actually do research at this point. You are just hypothetically drawing up for me what type of research you would do. So you're going to choose any human behavior. You're going to tell me what your hypothesis is, then what your research design is, and then briefly in a paragraph or less, explain to me with details. Think about it like a recipe. This part number 4 is like putting together a recipe. You can't just tell me, I'm going to go use a survey on people. I need to know how many people, where are these people from, how old are they, does their gender matter in your study, does their ethnicity or socioeconomic status matter? Those types of details in that fourth, is what is needed in this assignment. And I'll talk more about that in this video up here, but it'll be 4 answers to these questions. You probably will not have an APA reference on this because I really am just asking you for your original thoughts. So don't worry about referencing or, really any APA format with this. Just read your chapter it's chapter 2 on the scientific method and how we do research, and it's going to explain and break these things down for you. It's going to tell you what a hypothesis is. It's going to go through the different research design methods and explain them so that you can choose, and you're going to see examples of research design in that chapter 2. So I hope that helps, but check out that video. Let me know if you have any questions whatsoever. We're off to such a great start. Keep up the great work. We move fast, but we're going to be done with this class in March. So put in the work now, and you will get the full experience of a psychology course. Have a great week. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with. Take care, everybody.